Hello, and welcome to today's Speaky Card reading. Today's topic is what assumptions do strangers make about you? For that, we have two piles, pile number one and pile number two. Now, let's get started. Pile one. Let's see what assumptions do strangers make about you. Clearly, you have a lot of light, bright light about you. You have a very flamboyant, very bright kind of a personality, very attractive, always raring to go, always trying to make use of every living moment of your life to the fullest. You believe in living life to the fullest. You are one of those brightest personalities, very bright, outgoing, flamboyant kind of personalities. A lot of you could be hardcore party goers, but what strangers feel is this is a very fun personality to be with, to be around. They love your vibes. Mostly they really love your vibes. You also tend to come across as much younger than your age as well. You are somebody. Ace of Swords. The Swords is a more logical, analytical kind of a personality. You are somebody who has literally made a way in this world. You have made your life with your own logical, analytical, determined mindset. On the surface, you're very playful, like you believe in work hard and party harder kind of concept, and like strangers really feel that you are a very logical, very capable, honest, courageous kind of a person. Of course, courageous. Now, the next card is the strength card. Strangers also feel, see how courageous she is. Her pet is a bear. So, literally, such a big bear with such a slender woman, and that's her pet because she is a very strong, very resilient, persistent kind of a person. That's what strangers assume about you, that you do not give up easily. You are a fighter, you're very strong, very determined, very diligent, very disciplined, yeah, very skillful. Yeah, you're very skillful at your work as well. Strangers also feel a lot of you could be having a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or a Jupiter. Like you guys could be having a very strong intuition or a very strong creative side to you, a very good musician, a very good dancer, singer, something. It might be a profession for a lot of you, or it might be something that makes you guys very happy, that gives you guys a lot of happiness in general. So that is one thing I can clearly see. You are the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're very passionate about your life. See, so much of bright sunflower about you. You have a lot of sunflower. It blooms when there is a lot of sunshine. You have a lot of sunshine in your life. You have a lot of brightness about you. You are the Queen of Sass if you are a female or a male. You can be pretty like quick-witted, sarcastic, very likable, yet very intelligent. People don't really dare to mess with you. For a lot of you, you can be Leos as well, and people don't really dare to mess with you easily. You might be like sitting comfortably in a corner, but people know that if you want to wield your power, you can just quietly do it. So that kind of quiet confidence could also be significant for a lot of you. And like strangers assume that you have a lot of light, a lot of a very capable person, very talented person, somebody who could be like a dynamic personality. You have a side hustle where you're doing really well. At the same time, you have a flourishing career, you have a family life, a spiritual life, and all you're maintaining pretty well. That is one thing. Another thing is you are a fantastic multitasker. Like you maintain every facet of your life pretty like in a very smooth manner. Yes, you do. Like if you have a Zumba class at the same time, you will like get out and take an hour or a half an hour off every day or every alternate day or whatever is in your chart, and you will do just that. If you have to learn something, if you have to like whatever it might be, You know what your priorities are, and you are a master multitasker. Eight of wands, you are like this feisty, fiery kind of a person, this lightning personality about you. You are a very fiery, feisty, determined, raring to go, willing to go farther ahead in life. That kind of a personality. I can see somebody who is very determined, very you know people think that you're also very competitive. You don't keep any stone unturned while trying to get better at your job. You are very good at your job, and people think that you are like, you tend to put in a lot of effort there to get better as well. You're also somebody, strangers assume that you are a very smart person, either street smart or book smart or both. Like intellectual blessing can be a significant thing for a lot of you, like very good academically, especially I'm seeing science, finance, could be into researches and stuff, and you've used your academic brain to rise up the hierarchy. So you know what, for a lot of you, you guys tend to sell yourself short. You do not give yourself the credit that you guys actually deserve. You deserve a lot more credit than you give yourself that, like, you do not give yourself that due credit, I'm saying. That's what strangers assume, that this person is way more capable, people feel, strangers feel, than what they say. Like you are not a very showy kind of a person. Only like 30-40% of your personality, of your lifestyle, can be seen on the surface. Six of Cups, yeah. You are an individual who is very, people will say that this is a person who is very good a parent. Either like, either if you are a parent yourself, people would say like she or he is a fantastic parent, or if you are not, then they tell you like strangers assume that they would make a fantastic parent, or they are a fantastic aunt or an uncle. Like you actually are. The way in which you treat kids and small animals, kids and small animals tend to get attracted towards you. That is one thing that I can see. Yeah, you're fiercely competitive when it comes to your work. You like, everything is fair in love and war for you. Your career, for a lot of you, is both your love as well as your warfare. You tend to like give your 200% if that's what it takes to make it work. That is something that I can see, that you guys are a winner. You are a champ when it comes to your work. You guys are a champ, a champion at what you do. Queen of Cups. Seriously, you know what, you have grown up seeing a lot of emotional unavailability, emotional abuse. Maybe parents were not there all the time. A lot of you lost your parents early. A lot of you had to go through financial trouble. You felt pretty lonely growing up. So whenever you see someone else going through difficulties in life, be it financial, emotional, physical, anything, you try to extend your own cup. That is a very, like, you haven't forgotten the lessons of empathy and compassion, because that is something, when life throws difficulties at us, it's upon us whether we become really narcissistic and bitter and all such stuff, or we become way more compassionate, we become way more understanding and grounded. It's upon us to decide. And if you become way more grounded, like you, like, that's what strangers feel, that this is a person who's very grounded, very compassionate, and they understand when life is difficult, how difficult it can be at times, really. And you are somebody who realizes that, and that is something that makes a lot of strangers, really strangers, respecting you. You are also a very ethical and strong principled person, strong willed, determined, stubborn, obstinate, individualistic. If you believe in something, you are willing to stand alone against all the so-called popular opinions, and literally facing the wolves alone. That kind of a scenario might happen if you believe in something. Ten of Wands, yes, you are a very responsible and sincerely responsible person. You are somebody who has carried a lot of burden. A lot of you had to start earning from your teenage. I'm seeing you probably contributed in your parents' situation. You paid your way to the college. Then now also you are at a higher position, and you have the responsibility maybe of some of your family and friends, or some or other people who are your employees. You have to pay your employees. You are at a higher position, at a responsible position in life today. That's what strangers assume about you. Strangers also assume that you are a very wise person. See how wise he is, way beyond his age. Strangers exactly assume that about you, that you are a person who is very wise. Wisdom is also another thing that is very significant in your personality. You're also very good with money. Maybe some people might think that you are a little bit stingy, a little bit of a miserly kind of a person, but you know what? Mostly strangers assume that you're not just good at making money, you're also pretty frugal. You know how to save, invest money in order to increase it. Maybe a lot of you have plans of early retirements and going around the globe, traveling the world. So you're very good with money. You do not believe in like show off and stuff, and waste your money in those. And Nine of Wands, typically you are a person, strangers see you as somebody who is very desirable. I'm repeatedly seeing Leo and Sagittarius can also be significant for a lot of you. And yeah, very like very determined, very fiery, feisty. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius can be significant. You can also be some of you in the shadow side is, you know maybe you speak things or do things before thinking. Like without thinking, you tend to say a lot of things at times, which tend to land you in controversy. But that is something, you do not think ill or feel ill of somebody. It's just that your nature is, before you do or say certain times, you do not think much, and people might start judging you. So that is another thing that strangers assume about you, that this person probably should think things through before they say certain things in public. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, you are a person who has got a certain amount of stability in their life, but you haven't forgotten where you were maybe a few years from now. And from there you have come up to this stage with your own hard work, determination, courage, dedication, etc. And you haven't forgotten where you came from, and that makes you stand out, that makes you even more humble, stand out in the crowd. Somebody who hasn't forgotten their humble roots, and you are very proud of your roots. You're not like ashamed of your roots in something. You very proudly talk about those days, your humble beginnings. Maybe in a public manner you talk about it. Maybe a lot of people actually judge you based on that, but that is something a lot of strangers also like you and appreciate you for. You tend to get a lot of attention wherever you go. You are like a local celebrity for sure. Strangers actually, a lot of them actually look up to you. They want to be like you. A lot of people actually want to be like you. A lot of you could be actors on the stage, like actors, singers, doing it professionally, maybe public speaking. Excuse me. And even if you don't do it, I'm feeling a scratch in my throat. Public speaking can be a very significant one for a lot of you. The elements, typically I'm seeing that you are one of those people who strangers feel that you have literally manifested this new life into being, into reality, with the help of, by using the four elements of nature. You have used the four elements of nature to make this new life into being, to make this new life a reality. You have really used the four elements of nature to transform your life, to manifest this better life for yourself. Spider, what a wild web we weave, dear child, a delicious mystery untamed. You are like a mystery for a lot of people. Like strangers assume that you tend to literally shroud yourself in mystery, in a cloak of mystery. You're like that spider. A lot of you could be having a strong Scorpio placement, like a strong some, maybe a Saturn or an ascendancy, where like people know about you a lot. You're like an enigma for a lot of people. They don't know you in person. That is what I'm getting. Okay, honeybee, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority. Also, honeybee, typically bees are very busy people. You are like, you cannot sit quietly. You're always busy doing something or the other. You're always like either working or tending, maybe to your garden, to your kids if you have any, to your family. Like, you're always doing something, and also you're very compassionate and forgiving. So you do not hold grudges. Even if somebody has done you nasty, you're not like, you know what, you might stop talking to them, you might detach from them. But once we realize how nasty some people can be, we do not feel the urge to talk to them anymore. But you are not one of those people who would hold grudges against them. You don't hold grudges. You just you just believe in holding your own fortress, and that's it. Peacock, let yourself stand out and be noticed. Yeah, you are like a local celebrity. This is a confirmation. You're like this peacock, you are standing out, you're being like noticed, you're being like, a lot of people admire you, respect you, look up to you. That is the thing that strangers notice about you, that people looking up to you, respecting you. A lot of you could be at a high status at a government job. A lot of you could be like even in a private sector, or maybe holding your own company, giving a lot of employment, creating a lot of employability. Rattlesnake, the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. A lot of you could also be a doctor, nurse, naturopath, homeopath, dentist, a therapist, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, something related to the medical field, something related to the healing, also a spiritual healer. Like, a lot of you are have a very contributory kind of a role in your society, where you try to drag people out of their misery. It could be emotional misery, it can be physical misery, anything. And I'm seeing significantly a counselor to a spiritual guru can be significant for a lot of you, like counselor, therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist, career counselor, anything, marriage counseling, narcissistic abuse healer, trauma specialist. This can be very significant because you guys mostly have a gift of the gab, and people really respect that about you. Elk, stand tall and maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with the respect that you deserve. Exactly. You are somebody who is very dignified. In the face of all odds, you can maintain that calm, dignified demeanor, which makes a lot of people, even if they want to say something nasty to you, they can't, because of that personality. You have a very solid, I'm just trying to fix the camera a little. Okay, a very solid, self-assured kind of a personality. Somebody, they might like you, they might dislike you, but they can't really ignore you or insult you at face. That kind of a person, and that makes a lot of people respect you. Meerkat, get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. Literally, you have a very strong support system. Like, you are not a very social person. Maybe for a lot of you, you are social only to a close group of friends whom you trust. That's what, like, you are a very you do not mingle with everybody. There is a certain amount of mystery. You are very exclusive kind of a person. That kind of a feeling you give off, that kind of a vibe you tend to give off to strangers. That's what strangers feel about you. Hawaiian owl, your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to them. Literally, I'm seeing a lot of you have some spirit guides or ancestors who are always looking down upon you, like looking out for you, so like, strangers literally feel that this person is divinely blessed, this person is always protected. There is some kind of a protecting angel in their lives who are always protecting them, guiding them towards the right path. What do you need to release? You guys are somebody who do not hold on to grudges. That is one thing. You are like, you can very easily release your past. A lot of us tend to have very heavy past. Some can sit with it and cry and get bitter, but you guys are not one of those. You tend to give a very refreshing vibe to strangers. Like, strangers tend to get a very refreshing, dynamic, vivacious vibes about it. That doesn't mean that you do not have your old hearts, but you do not let them lead you. Surrender to the divine. You are a person who has literally surrendered themselves to the higher purpose, who have surrendered themselves to the higher power. Your hard work is paying off. Capricorn new moon. You are one of those people who is very hardworking, very determined, very you are very hardworking and determined. For sure, you are one of those people who is very, you know, very focused about your work, almost a workaholic, very driven in their lives. Pisces new moon. Meditate and contemplate. You know, you guys tend to spend a lot of time in meditation and quiet contemplation. For a lot of you, you guys tend to spend a lot of time in meditation, and that makes you stand apart. And strangers, a lot of the strangers actually tend to respect you. They want to know more about you. You are literally like an enigma, I can tell you that, Pilwan. Prosperity lies ahead. Taurus new moon. Taurus and all the earth signs can be significant in your chart as well. And you know, strangers also assume that you are very abundant and prosperous, or the way, the amount of hard work that you have been putting in, prosperity is just around the corner. Strangers really feel that the amount of, that the kind of work ethics that you display, you should become prosperous in no time at all. Shed old skin. You are like a snake. You are like a snake. You who has shedded their old skin of the past. You are like a snake who has literally managed to shed their old skin of the past. Stay rooted and grounded. You are somebody who is genuinely rooted, grounded, determined, and very devoted to their work. You are somebody who is very practical, very disciplined, very regimented, very focused, and you know what you want in this life and how you can achieve it. That is one thing, that is like, seriously, that is one thing that strangers assume about you, that this person has a lot of clarity. Yes, clarity is the term. You have a lot of clarity about where you want to see yourself 5 years from now, 2 years from now, where you want to see yourself 10 years from now. Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. You are one of those people who was the you are now reaping a lot of rewards of your past hard work, or the hard work that you have been consistently putting in. You are a very devoted and committed person, especially when it comes to your work, and now you are reaping the benefits of your devotion, years of devotion and commitment. You're now reaping the benefits. Set your sights higher. You are a person who is very progressive. He's very determined, very ahead of your times. You know, you're so ambitious also that your sights are always a few levels higher than your current level. That is one thing I can see. Trust in the higher forces. You are a person who has a lot of faith, a lot of trust in the higher forces. You have a lot of faith in things that cannot be explained with our senses, that can only be explained by our senses. Like, you know, you feel like, you probably even talk about the universe and divine interventions happening in your life, and strangers notice that strong element of protection, of you being protected, strongly protected and guided by the higher power. That element is there. Protection. Yeah, exactly. Strangers literally notice this about you, that you are very divinely protected, you are divinely blessed. Yeah, there is a very strong sense of boundary about you. As I said, not very few people, not very many people can come near you, very few people can come near you, and there is a strong sense of boundary. And yes, there is a very strong sense of boundary about you. You probably have trust issues as well. I'm seeing for a lot of you there is a history of backstabbing and betrayal. Dance with life. You are a person who believes in literally literally embracing every day of your life, who believes in living life to the fullest. You are one of those people who genuinely believes in living every moment to the fullest. That's what strangers feel about you. You have full control over your narrative of life. You are not somebody who can be controlled by others. You cannot be like used like a puppet in other people's hands. You are a very self-reliant person. That's what strangers assume about you. They also assume that you have endless potential. Your potential, you are extremely capable, and you always make yourself the first priority. Self-love, self-respect, self-worth, these things tend to stand out significantly in your personality. That's what strangers feel about you. Okay, time for the guided messages. Always ask the right questions and stand up for justice. You are somebody who always tend to stand up for justice, and that is something that strangers notice about you. Self-worth and self-respect. You are a person who is all about self-respect, self-worth, self-love, and actually people respect you. Somebody who has so much sense of self-worth is actually respected by one and all. Life is a journey, just enjoy every bend. It's your mantra, and strangers actually respect this kind of a free spirited nature that you show. Working hard is second nature to me. Your work ethics is another thing that strangers notice about you. You are like a blessing to a lot of people. Absolutely. I wish I could be as content as you. A lot of strangers actually they wish that they were as content as you are, as happy with their lives as you are. You are that star whom I aspire to have. I really skip my heartbeat whenever you're near me. I need not explain these, my pile number one. The thing is, a lot of the strangers actually admire you from afar, and if you're available they would love to date you for sure. Okay, now the charms. They see you as an emancipated soul, a free spirited person. You hold the key to your destiny. You are a very masculine person. I'm seeing you as somebody who has a jet set lifestyle. Basically, you guys, probably a lot of you tend to be frequent flyers or tend to travel a lot. They feel your right time, your positive time has arrived at last. They see you as a unicorn. You have a lot of blessings in your life. They see you as fiery and feisty, and also like the diamond in the rough. Alright, I hope you have had some clarity over your situation. If yes, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Guys, your support would mean so much to me. So if you like my content, please support my channel. Thank you. Namaste. Hello, pile 2. Let's see what assumptions do strangers make about you. Clearly, strangers assume that you guys are like you are like givers in the society. A lot of you have a very high status, and you are known for your donations and charities. You are also very compassionate and kind towards your family members and those people who are in need, your friends and families who are in need. You're very good with them as well. This is one thing I can see, that you are a person who is like a giver. Strangers see you, you're known for your altruistic charitable nature. You know what? Ace of Pentacles. You strangers feel that you guys are very good at making money. Money is your thing. Making money is comes easy to you. You have been doing it for a long time in your life. So that's what strangers think, that this person is very good at making the coins and the notes, of course. Okay, Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a person, see, you are like strangers see you as a very well established person, somebody who has made their position on their own. You have made your situation, your stability, your status on your own. You are a self-made person who has given the direction to your life with your own hard work, determination and dedication. You are a self-made, hard-working person. Yes, you are literally being seen as the architect of your own life. That's how strangers see you. Wow, pile 2. You are being seen as somebody who is very hardworking, who has worked literally day and night to reach wherever they have. You, most of you came from nowhere and have climbed the ladder of success with your own dedication, discipline, devotion. That's what I'm saying. Judgment, you get judged a lot. When you're coming from nowhere and you are succeeding, people tend to judge you. Also, I'm saying you are a fiercely self-reliant person who doesn't pay two hoots about what others say, think or do. You are very self-reliant, very independent, colorful kind of a personality who dances to the tunes of their own beats. Yes, you are a very ambitious person, ambitious, determined. Actually, strangers are in awe whenever you narrate to anybody where you want to see yourself, what your ambitions are, where you want to see yourselves like 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Yet your ambition is so sky high for most people, like strangers or not, they are in awe. They feel that you're, some people actually feel, they judge you, saying that you're too ambitious and too self-reliant, too independent in nature. But that's what makes you so unique. That's what makes you stand out anyways. Okay, also you're like this tortoise who never gave up in life. You have fought a lot, you had to fight a lot of obstacles and impediments, but nothing could deter you from achieving your goals. Nothing could deter you from achieving what you needed to achieve. So I'm seeing you're like the tortoise who never gave up. That is the only thing that you have, that you never give up, come what may. You do not leave the playground and run away. Instead, you stand there at the battlefield and fight till you win the battle. That's what you have done in your life also, and that's something that has given you immense amount of success. Also, I'm seeing like strangers also see you as somebody who is courageous, who is very stubborn, who is very brave. you know the world card, see, you have literally turned your world from this black and white, from drab, not much happening, to this colorful, vibrant world. You have literally transformed your world. You have literally transformed your way from this to this. You have turned your life around. You have turned your ways around, literally. Temperance, you are a very wise and balanced person. You are known for your wisdom amongst people. Like strangers see you as a person who is way wiser beyond their age, and in this age you have lived and experienced a lot of life. What that did was, it was like the stream of life. In this stream of life, you have dipped your pitcher of experience, and you are now being considered as a mentor figure, because you have so much of experience that people around you want to learn from you. You are very skillful at what you do. A lot of you are very self-taught. Also, you are extremely skillful at your job, and you are one of the sought after people in your job also. That's what I'm seeing. The Fool 2 card. You are an individual who is very how shall I put it, you are a person who is, you have infinite potential. Strangers feel also, you have been hurt in life. You have faced a lot of impediments. So now before you jump, before you take a decision, you think, you think, you analyze before you jump. So you are more of a skeptical person for some people. For some people, you are a wise person who does not take decision just like that. Instead, you think, you stop, you think things through before you jump to make a call, jump to take a decision. Jumping to a decision abruptly is no longer your thing. That's what I'm seeing, and strangers really respect you for that. You are a very, before you take any decision, any major decision, you tend to view the pros and cons very wisely. So you are a very good person for business. You are a very responsible person. Strangers also see you as a very responsible person. Maybe a lot of you are not very social, like not gregarious social butterflies at all. Instead, you wear this cloak of being a hermit, somebody who is very much of a solitary kind of a person, somebody who loves solitude, somebody who you could be very reticent, you love to keep to your own self. Sorry for the inconvenience. You could be very reticent, somebody who loves to keep to their own self, very silent and observant, silently observant and intelligent as an individual. You could be also into meditation, life in quiet contemplation. That's how, like, that is who you are through the through the eyes of a stranger who barely knows you. Surround yourself with a lot of nature, that kind of a thing I'm seeing. And that is something that is making you, like, you do things that gives you purely a lot of happiness. The magician, you are a person who is very you're very magical. Strangers find you to be like the magician who has all the four elements of nature. Like, you have all the four elements, like the earth, air, fire, water, like the wands, the cups, the coins, there's the pentacles, and also, what did I miss? Anyways, all the four of them. So, and the swords energy in you, which you have used to manifest your current reality. Literally, strangers also see you as somebody who is very calculating. See, the boy is hiding behind the tree because he knows he can't face all of these three men, you know, if he went head on. So you are very calculating. You know you need to wait for your turn, for the right turn to hit the right opportunity. Like, life will give you opportunity, and you should be the one who should be able to spot the opportunity and hit the iron when it's hot. So also, you're very enlightened, you're very mature. Like, you have seen a lot of ups and downs in your life. What I'm saying, especially probably your growing up years were not very smooth for a lot of you. Maybe even your own addictions, your own overthinking, your own procrastination made things difficult. Maybe a lot of you had ADHD, ADD, something of that sort. A lot of you could be having something like I'm talking about a general recognized disorder, and it's not just throwing things around. So if you do not have, just it's all right, just let it fly. Another thing is, you guys are very, like, you have faced a lot of, like, turbulent choppy waters growing up, which you have. So what happened was, you had to grow up pretty fast. Like, a lot of you were, like, surrounded by a lot of narcissistic, very two-faced people while growing up. So you didn't know who you yourself were until much later, you know. Another thing is, what strangers see in you is, you are a very stable person through the eyes of a stranger. Today, you are a very stable person. You handle emergencies very, very well. A lot of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn can be seen very schedule oriented, disciplined, regimented, focused towards their goals, and willing to work towards their goals. That kind of a person you are. Seven of Pentacles, yes. You know what I'm seeing is today you have a lot of stability in your life. I'm seeing financially you're doing pretty well, pretty stable, and you appreciate all of it. Like whatever stability, because you didn't have this stable life growing up, and you wished that you had this kind of stability. The things that you have, life can be a little bit difficult at times, and what I'm seeing is you tend to live your life with an attitude of gratitude, which is pretty much visible, pretty much evident to outsiders. Strangers actually understand that you are a person who genuinely believes in living their life in an attitude of gratitude. The Devil card in reverse shows that you are somebody, it's in reverse. You do not believe in showing off. Clearly you are a person who doesn't really talk much, maybe pretty stoic, pretty reticent, and also whatever people get to see is like probably below 10%. Like whatever, you probably drive the same old car, same old house. For a lot of you, you don't care about the fancy stuff, but you have a very financially, especially, and emotionally very stable situation. But no show off, minus all the show off. You are not a person who would be showing off much. Only maybe some of you tend to invest in some kind of, maybe somebody, it could be some luxury gadget. For some it could be a luxury bag or two, or maybe some people have very good interior designs. Like it depends on person to person, but seeing you on the outside, strangers cannot assume how much you earn. That is something. Also maybe a lot of people assume that you are very secretive. You tend to, like, they can't decode you easily. You are like an enigma for a lot of people. Scorpio can be significant, a strong Pluto can also be seen for a lot of you. You guys, like, you know what, your life is very abundant. Strangers see that you are not a showy person, but you have a very stable and abundant life. Snow leopard, take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. You literally love your solitude. You love to spend your life in solitude. Like, I'm seeing most of you probably work from home, or you're not very showy, not very talkative with your co-workers if you work from like outside of your home, and you tend to spend a lot of time alone with your own self because you love that lone time. You have been a loner also growing up. Platypus, stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. Yes, you are a person who genuinely believes in the attitude of gratitude, who literally feels that, you know what, I should no longer complain. Instead, I need to focus my attention on things that really matter, on things that really are significant to me. You genuinely believe that life has really blessed you with a lot of abundance. Actually, that is true, and you acknowledge and appreciate that every waking moment of your life. That's what I'm seeing. And like, that's what even strangers see and witness in you. Unicorn, indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. A lot of you could be having a very strong creative side, a good painter, dancer, singer. I'm hearing for a lot of you, it could be a singer or a musician, something to do with the music, but not necessarily so. And people actually appreciate that side of it. Probably you tend to cultivate a lot of your creative abilities as well. You tend to spend a lot of time. For a lot of you, you tend to cultivate some of your hobbies. Could be like spending time in nature, gardening, planting, something of that sort also. Walrus, remain vigilant about current situation. Pay attention to signs and omens and let them dictate your choices. You are a very vigilant person, very observant person. Quietly observing a situation and letting that dictate you. Like the Fool too, you don't jump to conclusion just like that. You observe your surroundings, you study your surroundings before you make a call. You take a call rather. Seagull, Now is the time for deep emotional healing. Yes, for a lot of you, you have deeper emotional scars. The reason why you guys do not mingle with others is probably because you have deeper wounds to heal, deeper insecurities to heal, and that is something that you have managed to do. You do it whenever you're alone, in your lone time. That is exactly what you manage to do. Chimpanzee, use both your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem or get answers to your questions. Literally, I'm seeing like you are very instinctive, intuitive, as well as very intellectual, and you use both of your senses to solve your life's problem. And that makes your, I'm seeing you guys, like strangers see you as somebody whose emotional quotient is very high. Your soft skills are very, very high. It's time to release negativity, Scorpio. Yes, Scorpio can be significant for a lot of you. You have a past which is pretty heavy, and you have learned how to process that, how to heal yourself, and how to come out of it. So I'm seeing a lot of the strangers actually understand that you guys probably don't mingle with a lot of people because of your past situation. Nothing will come out of it. Yeah, you guys have realized that nothing will come out of it, but still you have trust issues. That's the assumption that strangers make. You are somebody who has worked through their fears. They have, you guys have faced your fears. For a lot of you, probably it's your, like a social anxiety can be a thing, but you guys have faced your fears. Today you're not that anxious as you earlier used to be. Now you can handle the social gatherings and social settings quite a bit. Balance spirituality and practicality. Yeah, strangers also feel that you have the perfect balance of yin and yang about you, that like the perfect balance of being pragmatic as well as being spiritual. And strangers really appreciate the balanced approach towards life that you display. Don't let your pride get in the way. Yes, you know what, strangers also notice how humble you are. Most people understand that you are a pretty accomplished person, that you have achieved a lot in life, but you do not show it off. You are not a show off kind of a person. Rather, you are somebody who does not believe in drawing a lot of attention towards their own selves. You are very close to achieving your goals. Yes, you are an individual. Strangers really feel who is gonna achieve bigger goals in life, and you're very close to it given your, the kind of work ethics that you display. Yes, strangers feel that this person is gonna make it really big. Expect some powerful change. For a lot of you, it can also be a very spiritual change, a spiritual teacher, a spiritual healer. For a lot of us, we can become, or we have become spiritual teachers and healers because we have got our past which is still, which is still very raw, which still is hurting us, which is still uh, which makes us feel very vulnerable, at times really, really bad. And but it's these vulnerable moments which you can convert into something very healing. Your survival story can be a motivational story for a lot of people who are currently going through that trauma. Give time, it's time to give rather than take. Exactly, you are a giver. Most of you are givers and donors. You are known for your altruistic activities. Also, I'm seeing you guys probably tend to do a lot of volunteer work, maybe running some soup kitchen, volunteering at children's hospital, at old age homes and whatnot. you know Hospice places. Star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. You are one of those people who has always followed the voice of your soul. You are a very emotionally evolved person, a spiritually very evolved person, somebody who always listened to their soul's calling and did what their soul told them to do. You are a very pure person. That's what, like, others think, like that's what strangers think and feel about you. Shift your perception. You know what, I'm saying for a lot of you, for a lot of us, I must say, I've been there as well. Like, you've been very bullied growing up. I have been bullied, and we had a very low self esteem, very low sense of self worth growing up. But that changes over the years when we start facing life and we realize how far we have come. That changes. So, now that you guys have changed, that the way when we change, the way in which world is perceiving us, that also changes. And that is exactly what has happened. Those people who used to probably bully you earlier have now started coming to you for life lessons, or have started praising you and your achievements. Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Strangers notice that how fearless, how strong, like a warrior, like a soldier you are. For you, life is nothing short of a battlefield, and you have got no other option but to win under any and every circumstances. Animal guardian, trust your instincts. You are one of those people who has very strong instincts and intuition. Your intuition is very strong. Your intuition is very powerful. That is one thing. Not just strangers, anybody around you would probably say that this is a person who has got like awesome intuition in place. Moon, take note of the intuitive messages. Yes, you are one of those people who is very intuitive, as I said already. It's a lot of you could be healer, into tantra, into reiki healing, into crystals, into astrology, tarot, into meditation. You can be that way for sure. Connect with your emotions. You are being seen by the strangers as somebody who is very much in connection with your emotions, whose mind, body, spirit are all in the same alignment. You are literally on your dream journey. The journey that you're on is like a dream for a lot of people. It is like a dream for a lot of people. Yes, candle magic. See, speak your breath into its velvet, recite along its spine all that you desire, all that which will unravel. Literally, a lot of you are into something like crystals, candles, manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption. And I'm seeing that people around you, especially strangers, literally they feel that you are a manifestation queen or a king, a manifestation magnet. Journey. Daughters of our mother, walkers of the unknown, take with you on this journey all that you own. Literally, you are being seen by strangers as somebody who has literally walked the walk of their life on their own. You guys have literally made a way in this life, created your own way, your own path in this life. You are a very self made person. That's how strangers see you. Rebirth, there is death in all that awakens, for it isn't blissful nor painless. It's a mighty rising of flame resurrected. It's almost like the death and rebirth card. The death card is also like a rebirth card. What this tells you, a lot of you have gone through a lot of painful transformations which has healed you but has transformed you for life. It has given birth to a new version of yourself, somebody who is way more elevated as a human being, who is way more elevated as an individual. You're also like this priestess, this magical priestess who is very spiritual, who is like a spiritual teacher, who uses their spirituality to help others and heal others. You have been hurt in your life's journey once, and now you are using your life lessons to help heal others. That's what I'm seeing about you, pile 2. You can always rewrite your story. Literally, what strangers feel about you, pile 2, is you guys have literally rewritten your life story. You guys have literally rewritten how your life is going to be. and is supposed to be like as well. You don't need someone else to fix you. Seriously, strangers feel that you are perfect just the way you are. Probably a lot of you still tend to lack in the confidence department, but you feel like not really good enough, always trying to overcompensate. But you know what you need to realize is you're more than good enough. Think first before you judge. I'm seeing with this card, clearly a lot of you have a strong healing situation, relation to the occult manifestation, with all the cauldron, all the candles, all the witchy stuff. I'm seeing a lot of you could be very much into occult, in white magic, something that heals others, that has healed you as well. Okay, time for the guided messages. You are so disciplined. I wish I could be like you. Absolutely, a lot of strangers would love to be as disciplined as you are. Okay. When it gets tough, the tough gets going. Exactly. Strangers feel that you are one of the toughest human beings they have ever seen. You are so priceless. I wish you could be mine. Absolutely. They really wish. A lot of them are actually crushing on you for sure. Your simplicity is your biggest asset. Absolutely, your simplicity. People love, strangers love how simple and how admirable you are, yet admirable you are. You are such a worthy human being. Strangers feel that you are a very worthy, dependable human being. Your kindness and compassion makes you stand out. You are somebody who is very kind and compassionate and giving, loving, caring in nature, who tend to attract a lot of disturbed souls for sure. You have me mesmerized. You tend to mesmerize a lot of strangers no matter what. It's because of your nice, matured yet caring nature. All right, time for the charms pile too. Okay, one fell down. Okay, strangers feel that you are in for big fortune. You are like a mentor figure. You have a larger than life image. I hope things are visible. Somebody, of course, offering you love. You're getting some recognition. You're divinely blessed and protected. I'm seeing you're getting, okay, you're getting recognition. You're getting recognized. Okay, some success coming your way. For a lot of you, your creative side is giving you the recognition, or your intuitive side. People are recognizing your intuition and intuitive occult-ish side. All right, pile 2. I hope you guys have some clarity over your situation, how strangers perceive you. And for that, if yes, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Guys, your support means so much to me. Thank you. Namaste.